I'm excited for this next part of the show because you know what we have not had because we have had two great guests in a week, in a row on for the last 2 weeks. We haven't had the opportunity to do a spotlight, but it's just us three
Spotlight.
this week. So we are back to the spotlight. And I think I even hit Stephanie this morning. Hey, did you come up with one? Because I got one.
There you
I
go.
was actually excited to go
Way
write
to
this
get it.
out. So this week we're going to talk about John Henry J.T. Thompson. JT for short. In this week's spotlight, we feature John Henry J.T. Thompson, inventor of the Lingo programming language and former chief scientist at Macromedia. J.T. Thompson was born and spent part of his childhood in Jamaica before moving to the United States via the United Kingdom with his parents. He attended the New York Student Art League and the Boston Museum School before earning a degree in computer science and visual studies from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. After graduating in 1983, JT spent a brief time teaching as a technical instructor for what is now the MIT Media Lab. He then moved on to become project lead at Lucasfilms, working on the Edit Droid project, an early nonlinear editing system. JT's interest in both art and technology led him to Macromedia, now Adobe, where he became chief scientist, the highest engineering position at the company. Before his departure in 2001, Thompson worked on such projects as the VideoWorks Accelerator, VideoWorks 2, Media Maker, Action, and Macromedia Director. It was at this time that JT created the Lingo scripting language for use with Director and feature Flash-based products. While working at Macromedia, JT was also a professor at New York University's Graduate Interactive Telecommunications Program, or ITP. Today, he splits his time between teaching as a professor at NYU and as a partner at EP Visual Design based out of Pennsylvania. I think they're right
Ooh.
there in Philly or was it
We
Chesterfield?
might have to get JT on the
Yeah,
show.
he's right around.
I'm
Yeah,
about to
he's
reach
right around.
out.
So I pulled this out, and like the lead is in the middle of this. This dude was all about Macromedia Director and Flash. So any old heads that are listening to this show, you know that from the 90s through the, I would say, the mid 20 teens, Flash was what you had to install a Flash plugin so you could see any
Mhm.
kind of video, play any kind of game. I know the HTML5 has kind of replaced that in the last few years. I believe they just ended life on Flash like in 2020 or
Yep.
2021. So it hasn't really been that long ago. But yeah, this dude created Lingo, which is for anybody who was working in Director or anybody who was doing any type of Flash work, that is the language you use to actually create all those games and all those videos. And like I said, this one was just one that was like, I didn't know this bruh was a bruh. It's like I didn't know. It's like we run into this every week. And like I said, this one is a personal one for me because I was a big time Flash developer back in the day. I actually did it as a like a side hustle business,
Mhm.
working on websites and stuff like that. I love, this programming language. It just made doing, very visual stuff very easy. And I never knew there was a guy that looked like us with a bit of a
See?
Jamaican accent that was the one that came up with it. So John Henry J.T. Thompson is our spotlight for this week.
JT. Shout out to JT.